Let's check our Bud Light starting lineups. And, of course, we've given you the big story, the Magic with Pat Garrity and Darrell Armstrong moving into the starting lineup. Gordon Guricek, Drew Gooden, and Tracy McGrady, of course, will also be out there. As far as Detroit is concerned, Michael Curry, Ben Wallace, Clifford Robinson, Richard Hamilton, and Chauncey Billups. Billups coming off a 40-point game. Our crew chief today is the veteran Danny Crawford. He'll work alongside Ron Gerritsen and Bernie Fryer. So it's Crawford, Gerritsen, and Fryer. Both coaches will be working hard. Both coaches want to get the other team in foul trouble early. Both coaches need to get on the free throw line in a Game 7. It can be a necessity. Ben Wallace has been unstoppable on the glass. Tracy McGrady has been unstoppable shooting, averaging 33 points a game. But in watching Game 6 and breaking the tape out, Doc Rivers agrees that several times Tracy McGrady shot too early in the count. Rick Carlisle is hoping that that trend continues. He's also hoping that Pat Garrity doesn't shake loose. The Magic with Shaquille O'Neal won the '95 Eastern Finals. The Pistons' only win in a Game 7 came against Michael's Bulls back in 1990. The Bad Boys rolling to the title. So here we go. Tracy McGrady to jump Billups there early in this game to take a shot at him. Doc said McGrady may not even be able to come off the floor here today. We'll see about that. It'll be Gooden and Wallace. Pistons with the first set, Sean. What should we look for early, do you think? So goes Armstrong. That's how the Magic have played. McGrady up early again, misses the free ball, and Wallace with his first rebound. So there again, early in the count, McGrady comes up firing. In a Game 7, they'll settle down here in another minute or so.
And most of the times you have guys moving so fast, they're not even playing the game, they're just running into each other.
Guricek to the paint for the layup and the game's first score.
People want to travel, but that is a textbook basketball move. He didn't pick up the ball until he was ready to take his steps. You get 2.5 steps, basically, not 3.
What's important there is that Tracy McGrady involved a teammate. Got the ball in Guricek's hands. This is something that Orlando must have. It must not be just a one-man show. Billups, though, continues the hot hand, nailing his first 3 ball.
But when he's caught with a small guard on him, he's so strong and big he can raise over the top.
Gooden bringing Wallace out, misses his first shot of the game, and here's that man, Chauncey Billups, running down the long rebound.
It was not a good offensive possession for the Magic. They had no one on the offensive glass on that shot.
On the drive, Billups, and it falls. 5 quick points for the 40-point score in Game 6.
That's where you can't get caught up in putting a small guard on him. If you want Tracy McGrady to guard him, forget about switching in the open floor. McGrady's got to find him at the start of the possession.
10 on the shot. McGrady, fade away, nails it.
He catches that ball in his comfort zone. It's all over for you. There isn't a defender in this league that can guard him 15, 16 feet away from the bucket.
Billups 5 and Orlando 4. Wallace to screen over on the weak side. They move through Curry. Hamilton free for the jumper. Billups forces a travel as he jumps Armstrong in the backcourt. Let's check in on Garrity's condition. Sal, what did you find out?
Well, one thing that I found out about Pat Garrity and his willingness to go today is that he took an 8-inch needle of cortisone to the pelvis to deal with the pain, which is amazing. I talked to the trainer, Ted Arzonico. He said they've been doing a lot of different things, be it muscle stimulation, electronic stim, heat, and ice. During the game, when he's on the bench, it's just going to be a lot of heat to try and get him to go. Brent?
Yeah, Sal, that's amazing. An 8-inch needle. And what was also amazing is that Gooden got out of Clifford Robinson's way. And Robinson, one of only 2 players in this game to have ever experienced a Game 7, just took it home and rammed it. The other player with Game 7 experience is Shawn Kemp over on the Orlando bench. But I'll tell you, Robinson had a free track here, Sean.
Yeah, he really did, and the defense didn't step up to challenge him. And that tells me right now that the Pistons are a lot more aggressive than the Orlando Magic. Tracy McGrady trying to work with Chauncey Billups. He comes off that screen, beautiful behind the back pass, but watch the penetration. No one steps up. Pat Garrity there, not able to challenge Cliff Robinson athletically because of that hurt groin, and Cliff Robinson goes straight up and finishes with power.
And Gooden playing a little Ole defense out there on the baseline on him.
It's hard to keep your feet when you're guarding a guy who has a lightning quick release and can knock it down.
McGrady trying to hound Billups, who's shaken loose for 5 already. He takes McGrady in, hits Rip Hamilton, penetrates from the weak side.
Now that's where you need help defense. No one in blue is aware of where the ball and man are at the same time. When Hamilton makes that move, there are several opportunities to help.
Gurchek misses that 3, but Gooden with an offensive rebound. 2 in a row, misses twice on the putback, and Wallace cleans up. Cannot miss layup opportunities when you get offensive rebounds in a Game 7. And Billups, it's a 2. He was on the line, a 2 for Chauncey Billups. 7 points here in the early going. McGrady's feed, good interior defense by the Pistons. But a dangerous pass out of bounds back to the Magic.
Well, that's the only thing they've done wrong at the start of this game was that pass. The rebounding here, Gooden, you're not going to get too many opportunities over Ben Wallace. If you don't take advantage of them, you know the big fella's going to clean your plate. There's Chauncey Billups coming down that right foot on the three-point line. He thought it was 3. He's got to pull it 6 inches shorter.
He hit 5 threes in the opening quarter in Game 6. McGrady drawing the foul from Curry on the shot, so he'll shoot a pair of free throws. That's number 1 on Curry.
It looks early on like McGrady's deferred a lot of that scoring load to his teammates, trying to get them involved. The way he's got to get his players involved is by catching the ball, and he's got to create opportunities for them. He can't rely on them to create opportunities for themselves. He's the man out there who can create his own shot. He can get shots for everybody else.
Over there with Bernie Fryer. Billups becoming the 6th different player to score 40 points in a game during the postseason so far. Iverson, Nowitzki, Pierce, Wells. We only had 3 players score 40-plus points last year in the playoffs, Iverson, O'Neal, and Pierce. And a reminder to log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences. Curry, the 3, the unlikely 3. From Michael Curry, an 8-year veteran from Georgia Southern.
He was the last guy out here shooting during the warm-ups. He was working on that 3-ball. He shot it from every angle.
Billups sticking with McGrady, who finally gets inside and misses the shot. A positive start for the home team in Game 7. Curry's going to involve his teammates. Could have taken the shot, didn't want it. Didn't want to be viewed as selfish. Gives it to Hamilton. He comes down the line. That's tremendous team basketball by Curry. He passed up an open 3 look from the corner to get somebody else involved. What you love to see if you're a coach.
Well, he realized that Rip Hamilton was caught on the perimeter with Pat Garrity. There's no way that Garrity can go out 23 feet and guard a smaller, quicker man like Hamilton.
And the Pistons D, as tough as it gets in the NBA, forces another turnover. Hamilton again, right baseline. The one-time #1 draft choice of the Washington Wizards. The key men in this drive that the Pistons have put on against Orlando. Down 3-1. They've forced a Game 7, one in which they are dominating it at both ends.
A great ball movement here by the Pistons. Curry was the last man out here. Everybody else was in the locker room. He was working on his 3-point shot, and Rip Hamilton is simply on fire. Unstoppable coming off screens. He's feeling good. He's got a nice rhythm going to his game.
A 15-4 run. Was it an early